Alright kiddos, you should have page 193 torn out. It looks like this. And you should also have page 195, which is the one right after it torn out. We're going to be doing the review on the front and back of each of these. When you have it torn out, you should see a bunch of bugs. Now I went through and had already counted them myself and put circles down at the bottom. I'm going to show you a little bit of what it should look like without showing you everything. I want you to be able to kind of try it on your own. Okay, so here, I'll push it up a little bit. You're going to be using circles to show how many of each of those kinds of bugs there are. So this first one says stripes, this second one says spots, and the third one says solid. Okay, so as you're going through, maybe count all of the stripe ones, and when you're done, make the circles for all the stripes. And then same thing for the spots, and the same thing for the solids. Okay, solids are the ones that don't have anything at all, and you're going to want to cross them off. It could be a little bit tricky. Even I made mistakes sometimes when I'm counting them. So just count them carefully. Push pause on the video right now. You can go ahead and make circle dots, and when you're done, come back and unpause the video, and I will show you mine, and you can compare them and make sure that they're the same. All right, go ahead and pause the video. Okay, if you've unpaused the video, I'm assuming that you've done that on your own. Let's go ahead and check and see if it matches. All right, so we counted out 9 had stripes, and 7 of them had spots, and 3 of them were solid. Okay, and now if you don't have that, go ahead and correct it. We're going to be using that for our next problem. All right, let's go ahead and look at what number 3 and 4 want us to do with that information. It wants to know, number 3, how many fewer solid color bugs are there than bugs with stripes. So we're comparing the solid bugs with the bugs with stripes. Okay, so if I look at the solid bugs and I look at the bugs with stripe, I can see that the solid has 3 and the stripes have 9. So I could use my compare bars. I could put 9 at the top. Okay, and I know that there are 3 solid ones. And the question was, how many fewer solid ones are there than the stripe ones? So our compare number is what's missing. So what would 3's partner have to be in order to make 9? How many more would there need to be so it was the same? You can count on. So you can say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that would be 6 more. You would need 6 more. All right, so 6. There are 6 fewer solid color bugs than the ones with stripes. All right, the next one, how many bugs are there in all? So that means all of the bugs total. You could go back and count all the bugs, but that would take a lot longer and might lead to some mistakes. So the easier way would be to use your math skills and solve these problems here. So I am going to solve first, I'm going to solve the 9 and the 7, because I'm going to use my highest numbers and get them out of the way. I can see that the 7, if it gave the 9 1, then this problem would become 10 and 6. And I know 10 and 6 would be 16. And I can take 3 and I can add that on to 16. I can say 16, 17, 18, 19. So there are 19 bugs in all. Okay? All right, go ahead and turn the page over. All right, similar to the other side, you're going to go ahead and count how many apples, how many bananas, and how many oranges there are. Okay, go ahead and pause the video, and I want you to go ahead and try and count how many you see of each, and then come back and check with me. All right, I'm assuming that you are back. We're going to count these of the apples. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 apples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 apples. Okay, the bananas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bananas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bananas. And the oranges. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you should have 6, 8, and 4 with the matching numbers. Double check your counting. Okay, Now we're going to check to see if each of these sentences is true, and we're going to mark yes or no. So we're going to read it, and we're going to say, is it true? And we're going to either say yes or no. There are more oranges than bananas. Are there more oranges than bananas? No, that is not true. Okay, how about this one? There are more apples than oranges. There are more apples than oranges. Is that true? Yes, that is true. There are more apples than there are oranges. Okay, there are fewer bananas than apples. So remember, fewer means it's a smaller amount. So are there less bananas than apples? Less bananas than apples? No, that's not true, because bananas has more, not less. Okay? All right, now here comes the question of comparing. How many fewer oranges are there than apples? So we're comparing which two? We're comparing the oranges and the apples. So here are the oranges, and here are the apples. Okay? So we can see that it's fair. We can see it's fair, and fair, and fair. And then here I see an apple doesn't have a match, and this one doesn't have a match. So there would be two that don't have matches. Okay, we can use the picture. We could also use our subtraction. We could say 6 take away 4 is going to equal 2. All right, how many more bananas are there than oranges? So now we're comparing the bananas and the oranges. Okay, it wants to know how many more bananas are there than oranges. So if we're looking, we can see that they have matches. Can you tell me how many do not have a match? Good, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 that do not have the match. Now the last problem wants to know how many pieces of fruit are there altogether. So do you see a way, a fast math, using these numbers? We have 6, 8, and 4. What two numbers would make this easy for me to solve first? Good. If you picked 6 and 4, you're correct, because 6 and 4 make 10. And then this problem becomes 10 plus 8, and 10 plus 8 is 18. So we would put 18, and it wants to know how many pieces of fruit. So pieces of fruit is our label. So there are 18 pieces of fruit. Okay? All right, go ahead and go to the next page over here. All right, it says Rico sees 5 more cats than dogs. He sees 7 dogs. How many cats does he see? So what are we talking about here? We're talking about cats, and we're talking about dogs. Okay, so we're going to make our compare bars on the side. Let's make a long rectangle, our half rectangle, and our oval. Okay, and then our lines for marking. Now we're dealing with cats and dogs. Why don't you go ahead and pause the video, and I'm going to read this one more time. Rico sees 5 more cats than dogs. Okay, and he sees 7 dogs. I want you to try to fill this in on your own. And so pause the video and try it out and see what you come up with. Okay, I'm assuming you've tried on your own. Let's see if what you have is the same as what we are going to put down together. All right, it says he sees 5 more cats. So I know cats is going to go on top, and I know dogs is going to go on the bottom. Okay, and here it says he sees 5 more cats. Now, it doesn't say he sees 5 cats, it says he sees 5 more cats. So this is telling me that 5 is my compare number. Okay? Then here it says he sees 7 dogs. So the dogs goes here, because dogs is how many he sees. So he actually sees 7 dogs. The question asks, how many cats does he see? So we can take our compare number and the number we have for the dogs and put them together, and then they would match how many cats there were. So we're going to be adding 7 and 5 together. Okay, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's 12, and what is it? It's cats. It doesn't say fewer cats or more cats, it's just cats, because we're finding this exact number here. That was our unknown. So 12 cats. Okay? All right, let's look at the next problem. Nori has 15 coins. Maria has 6 coins. How many more coins does Nori have than Maria? Okay, so you can make yourself your compare bars. And your oval. And your lines. Okay, so again, why don't you go ahead and pause the video and see if you can fill in the compare bars on your own, and then push play and check them against mine. All right, I'm hoping you try it on your own. So I have two people here. I have Nori and Maria. And it says Nori has 15, Maria has 6. So I know that they each have those number of coins. I know that Nori has more. So I'm going to put Nori on the top, and I know she has 15. I'm going to put an M for Maria on the bottom, and I know she has 6. So the question it's asking is it wants my compare number. It wants the more than number. So what would 6's partner need to be to make 15? We can do some fast math. To go from 6 to 10 would be 4, and to go from 10 to 15 would be 5. So if I put those together, 5 and 4 is 9. 9 would be how many? Okay, 9 is your unknown. Now for the label, it says how many more coins does Nori have than Maria? So your answer is 9 more coins. Okay, all right. Now on to number 12 here. It says Kim picks 13 tulips. Emily picks 8 tulips. How many fewer tulips does Emily pick than Kim? And it wants us to circle one of these numbers to finish the sentence correctly. So in order to do this, we will again do our compare bars. Okay, and why don't you go ahead and try it on your own, push pause and then come back. All right, you're back. Okay, so here it says Kim picks 13, Emily picks 8. So these are the numbers that they do have. Kim is more, so I'm going to put Kim on the top with her 13 tulips. I'm going to put Emily on the bottom with her 8 tulips. And it wants to know our compare number. It wants to know how many more would Emily need so that she would be the same as Kim. So what would that be? Well, we can go from 8 to 10 is 2, and to go from 10 to 13 is 3. And 3 and 2 is how much? Yeah, it's 5. So 5. Emily picks 5 fewer tulips than Kim. Okay. All right, this backside problem on the test I crossed out, so we're actually going to go ahead and cross that one out as well. All right. I'm more focused on seeing that you guys can do the other parts of the test. I would have wanted to do this one in class if we were together, but we will just take it off for right now. All right, good job. Good luck on your test tomorrow.